Okay, what are the benefits of a secondary dwelling versus a dual occupancy? I really want to unpack some of those definitions for you, answer your questions. I'm here in the studio. My name is Colin Frager from Council Approval Group. So a secondary dwelling, which is defined similar to a dual occupancy in that they both from the beginning need to be on the same title, but they have two very fundamental differences. So one of the fundamental differences is that a secondary dwelling is smaller than a dual occupancy. So it's restricted usually in floor area. A dual occupancy, however, can be large and they're usually considered to be a larger development type. This means an advantage for you as the investor, a higher rental return. But there's a key difference that I actually want to draw out, and this is from one of my projects that I've worked on. So in this project here, I'm just going to share my screen, by the way. In this project, what we were able to achieve was a dual occupancy subdivision, but it was quite a process that we went through. So this is it's a corner lot, and it's got an existing house. And when this project was purchased, it was purchased on the basis of just being a secondary dwelling. So we're going to put something on the rear. So we're going to keep the house. We're going to build a secondary dwelling behind. Yeah, great, decent rental return. But it wasn't the best rental return. It wasn't the best deal. And this is something that I go through actually in Secrets of Property Millionaires Exposed in this book. Is make sure you grab a copy of this if you can get your hands on a copy, because it goes through this in detail, this strategy. Instead, we used the Council Approval Group. We went through the process of working out, is this the best development outcome? We looked at the overall lot size and we realized, hang on a second, we can get a dual occupancy here, which means we can get, instead of 60 square meters, we can get 80, 100 square meters. And so we started to design it and we ended up coming up with a really good footprint. But then we realized, hang on, if we attach these two, if we join these two together, so here we're looking at the existing dwelling, if we were to bring it in, if we were to be able to bring this extra dual occupancy in and bring it in against a carport with a common boundary, a common wall with a carport, then we're able to, in fact, and I'm really happy to say this, subdivide the dual occupancy. So let me just run you through that again, because I don't want to lose you. A secondary dwelling needs to be able to it needs to stay with the land, whereas a dual occupancy, so a secondary dwelling stays with the land. You can't subdivide it. You can't sell it off separately. A dual occupancy, I believe, a dual occupancy subdivision is the holy grail, you could say, of property investment, because you're able to subdivide it, depart from minimum lot size usually in the subdivision of a dual occupancy subdivision, and then sell off one of them and reduce debt levels significantly. And that's what we achieved on this. We used departures from minimum lot sizes. We used a whole bunch of town planning loopholes that we use. Please, if you're considering one of these projects, whatever it is, make sure you grab your ultimate guide to achieving council approval. This is a great magazine, and make sure you get a copy, have it on your coffee table for a while, read through every single page. And when you're ready, please book in for a complimentary consultation with one of our team. It goes for 30 minutes. We'll talk about your specific property that you have or you're about to purchase. We'll work out, okay, what are you trying to achieve? What are the challenges around that? And what's the first step? Usually the first step is a preliminary planning assessment. We go through in detail what the highest and best use is of the property and what's the best path for approval. I went into quite a bit of detail today, but hopefully you grabbed a few points there. My name is Colin Frager from Council Approval Group.